What is going on? It's Elijah from Sports Talk Indy, where we cover all things Colts. And today, come to you today with a pretty heavy heart as the Colts suffer a loss to a potentially really key player in a room that I think the entire organization was hoping to see take a massive step up. We're going to cover all that and more on this video. But for now, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Become a part of this community. This is a channel that we have created, that I have created, to be able to cover the Indianapolis Colts in depth and provide you a live look, hopefully every single day. But for right now, we come with some pretty heavy heart as the Indianapolis Colts suffer a injury once again in this same year to a hip drop tackle in training camp. Now, if you remember last season, the Indianapolis Colts had the same thing happen to Josh Downs as a result of Nick Cross, which resulted in a high ankle sprain. Josh Downs would then miss significant time with this, and it would delay the start of the season and really cause a lot of issues downwards. Josh Downs still had a really good season, but you can tell it was just kind of not a good scenario. Now, we didn't know at the time that was going to be the start of the Nick Cross absolute lethal tackler, much like what we saw at his time in Maryland. But we're not going to cover that. We're not going to talk about that. That was last season. We're talking about this season. And what the Colts are going to be missing now for a significant amount of time is to their running back, Salvon Ahmed. Salvon Ahmed came to the Colts last season and was a part of this Indianapolis Colts team, was signed to a futures reserve contract, but he spent his first 4 seasons with the Miami Dolphins. And a part of the Dolphins, he showed signs of being not only a reliable back, but also being a really, really good receiving back, amounting 274 yards on only 40 catches. That is what I think the Colts brought him on to be, is a good dump-off back. And we're talking about the development of a young quarterback, the development of a guy, or even just the reliability of a guy that you're hoping to see take a corner in his career like Daniel Jones, or the development like Anthony Richardson. You see a guy like Salvon Ahmed being a key piece to that. Because what does this running back room have? They have Jonathan Taylor, a premier back, one of the best backs in the league. They have DJ Giddens, who looks to be a mirror of Jonathan Taylor in a lot of ways, but also similar in stature, size, and ability. Then you have Tyler Goodson, another back really of the same mold. Salvon Ahmed was brought in to be a piece of this offense that the Colts have not had since Nyheim Hines, all the way back in 2021 to 2022. This is a guy who I think the Colts were really, really hoping to see take a massive step into the ability of providing a dump off option or a check down option, so Anthony Richardson doesn't have to use his legs as much. This Colts team has said multiple times that the biggest thing that they're hoping to see this year is that whoever is the starting quarterback, that they will finish all 17 games. Anthony Richardson, to this point, has only finished 15 games in his entire career. Now, some of that is obviously, most of that is not his fault. Injuries are injuries, and it happens. Matthew Stafford did not finish a season until his 3rd year. Josh Allen obviously did not even bud until his 3rd season. So when we're talking about quarterbacks who are late developers, who are late bloomers, Anthony Richardson is quite possibly one of them. But the big thing into keeping Anthony Richardson on the field is providing reliable options to check the ball down, so he doesn't have to use his legs as much, so he can stay in the pocket more, but also have options to throw the ball to and still get the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6 yard gain on a play that maybe has broken down and isn't going to work for the explosive plays. We know Anthony Richardson is capable of the 25-yard plus downfield. What we hope to see this season is an Anthony Richardson who is still able to get a reliable short yardage situation. And a guy like Salvon Ahmed is or was going to be a key piece of that. Now, Salvon Ahmed's injury obviously comes at a terrible time, similar much like to what happened to Josh Downs, but here's what we know. The injury occurred during a live tackling drill in a developmental period of practice where backups and third-string players are involved. Players and coaches have emphasized avoiding hip drop tackles due to the risk of serious injury. His tackle was by the hands of undrafted safety Trey Washington, and he reportedly reacted in significant pain, screaming as trainers rushed to place his leg in an air cast before he was taken and carted off the field and taken to the hospital for x-rays. So what it looks to be is a pretty significant injury, obviously, but what we're looking at is either a high ankle sprain or potentially a leg break. Now, the average time of return for a high ankle sprain is between 6 and 8 weeks, and the average time for a broken leg for a running back or of any sort of laterally moving player is potentially up to 4 to 6 months. Obviously, you saw this with Aiden Hutchinson, who's not still yet back on the field and is just now making his return to the field this season, hopefully very, very soon. But as of the extent of the injuries is not yet known. But this is a guy who, again, I think the Colts are going to miss more than most realize, more than anyone realizes, because, again, this is a really good room. This is one of the better running back rooms in the NFL because I think DJ Giddens is going to be a very, very good running back, especially in situations where Jonathan Taylor doesn't need to be on the field for 90 to 95% of plays like he has been relied on to be in the past. Jonathan Taylor obviously is no exception to the fact that the injury bug bites everyone. Jonathan Taylor played 14 games last season. 8 of those games he had more than 100 yards, and he ended the season averaging every single game with more than 100 yards. That is a workhorse of a running back. In fact, one of the better backs in the National Football League. DJ Giddens looks to add relief to that. But what we do know is that Jonathan Taylor, nor DJ Giddens, nor Tyler Goodson are good receiving backs. You see that time and time again as the examples go. And especially when you have a quarterback who is more errant on the throws of less than 5 to 10 yards, this is a quarterback who can throw it anywhere. And a guy like Salvon Ahmed was really going to be a key piece of this offense that now is going to fall to the hands of Tyler Goodson, who showed more improvement last year, or DJ Giddens or Jonathan Taylor, none of which have really established themselves as being receiving backs. It's not saying it's impossible, but it's more unlikely, and a guy like Salvon Ahmed was really, really going to be the key piece of this. So what we're hoping for is that a very, very minimal injury, that the Colts are going to be able to see him back on the field. But more than likely what is going to happen is the Colts are going to have to unveil a little bit of a secret weapon that they have found in a new rookie. Now, for the first time this season, we saw a clip of training camp last week where we saw all of the running backs lining up, receiving handoffs, and doing their handoff drills as to be expected. But what we did not expect was that among that group was rookie tight end Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is potentially the key to this new Colts offense because Tyler Warren not only has taken handoffs from the backfield, but has also run multiple packages of which he has thrown the football. This all might weigh on the shoulders of Tyler Warren carrying this Indianapolis Colts offense, no matter who the quarterback is, whether that's Daniel Jones, seeing a career resurgence in Indianapolis, whether that's Anthony Richardson, who's able to develop and be the guy that the Colts have always hoped he'd be. No matter who it is, I think Tyler Warren is going to be the key piece of this. But regardless, the Colts are going to miss Salvon Ahmed for a long time, potentially for the rest of the season. All that and more. We're going to keep covering everything Colts as the season progresses. We will see you on the next one.